False doctrine divides. I hear some people say doctrine divides, but love unites. Well, there's a sense in which that's true, but I would say it's not true doctrine that divides. It is false doctrine that divides because it's something strange, something different. If you stay with the truth, you have unity. One of the things that he was pointing out was that David was not a little boy when he fought Goliath. He was actually old. He's called a warrior in the text and many other things. And he was strong enough to carry the armor of Saul. So he was not just a little boy. If he could kill the lion and the bear, he was not just somebody who was weak and impotent and all of that. And so I know we sing the song, The Little Boy David, but he was not a little boy. He was grown. How old he was, I don't know, but he was not little. Okay, the speculation, all of these kinds of things that come up, it gives rise to mere speculation rather than the furthering the administration of God, which is by faith. The word administration means the entrusting of responsibility to a trusted person. It doesn't help. It doesn't make them some kind of leader to speculate. It's the truth that makes leaders. And that's basically what he's saying here, somebody who's been entrusted. But the truth comes, the administration of God comes by faith. When people believe, God entrusts them with responsibility to do things. And faith is such an important thing. Now then we get down to verse 5. But the goal of our instruction is love from a pure heart and a good conscience and a sincere faith. Those three things. A pure heart. The heart is where you have the will, the emotions, and the intellect. That's where decisions are made, where emotions are felt, and where things are learned is in the heart. The heart and the mind can be used sometimes interchangeably. The heart has more of an emotional thing, whereas the mind more of the intellectual. And so sometimes you have the words distinguished, but at other times they are pretty much the same. Now he says but, or however. He's got a contrast to those strange doctrines that are speculation. And what he's saying to him, but you do something different. You preach, you teach. The goal of our instruction is love. Here's what you ought to be, Timothy. The goal of our instruction is love from a pure heart, a good conscience, and of course, a mind. And so all of those things are a sincere faith, rather. Those things are important. And here he's talking about a difference. Instead of this speculation, we're going to talk about love. Instead of something that divides and shows how great you are, let's look at what shows God and how great he is. And God's administration, not man's. Now, when he uses the word the goal, the word is telos, the end or the goal, the aim, the purpose of what we do is instruction or command, and the thing that we're to do is to love. False teachers stop their activities that caused arguments. It will be possible for the church members to again show love for one another. False doctrine divides. I hear some people say doctrine divides, but love unites. Well, there's a sense in which that's true, but I would say it's not true doctrine that divides. It is false doctrine that divides because it's something strange, something different. If you stay with the truth, you have unity. It's when you seek some new thing that's outside the truth that you begin to have division. You remember in John chapter 17 and verse 20, whenever he talks about how the goal of Jesus, how he prayed for their unity. But before he prayed for unity, remember in verse 17 of chapter 17 of John, he said, sanctify them, that is, set them apart in the truth. Your word is truth. What separated them and brought them together was the truth. And he didn't want them to leave that. He wanted them to stay together. But you can't have unity without truth. Sometimes people say, oh, the Restoration movement was a unity movement. Well, there was a sense it was, but it was a unity movement in the truth. And the truth was the basis of it. And if you don't have the truth, you can't have unity. You can't have unity. Unity comes when people all believe the truth and believe what's right. And so love can be whenever you believe and I believe and we share a common faith, there is a brotherhood that comes from that is rich and wonderful. A pure heart, a pure heart. The word pure, of course, has the idea of something that is cleansed from sin, but it's also a heart that is focused. It's not blended with a lot of other things. It's not distracted. A pure heart, it's like pure gold, has gone through the fire and all of the bad has been burned out. They have to go through the fire to make pure gold. And to have a pure heart, there are times when we have to get rid of the things that distract us from what we're doing. A pure heart is free from all selfish views. It is free from self-seeking, and it is good. A good conscience comes whenever a person has done the right thing and is taught the right thing. You have a sincere faith. If there is a word called unhypocritical, that's what a sincere faith is, unhypocritical. I did not bring out the Greek term here, but literally it is unhypocritical. Now, a hypocrite in the New Testament was a person who was a pretender, an actor. A hypocrite is someone who pretends to be something that he does not intend to be. Let me give you that one again. A hypocrite is someone who pretends to be something that he doesn't intend to be. I should have had that in the notes. That'd make a good test question. I may still ask you that. Put it in your notes, and I may ask you. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Pretend, intend.
Will you repeat it one more time?
A hypocrite is somebody who pretends to be something that he does not intend to be. The word hypocrite in ancient times meant an actor, just an actor, somebody who pretended to be something he wasn't. That's what the word meant. And you can't pretend faith. You know, sincere faith is not pretended. But apparently some of these with strange doctrines were pretending faith. But you know what? They were kind of sticking a knife in it whenever they would talk about Jesus and some of these other things that were not.